In this video, we are going to answer a very simple question. What is fraction? By the end of the lesson, you should be able to define a fraction, identify numerator and denominator of a fraction, read simple fractions, and then solve simple fraction examples. What is fraction? Fraction is part of a whole. So if I have a whole pizza and I split this into 4, basically we can describe each of them as 1 out of 4. Which is simply written as 1 over 4. Now, this 1 over 4 actually has some parts that we need to identify. The 1 is identified as the numerator, which in this case represents 1/2 of the 4 pieces of pizza. The 4 is called the denominator, which represents all the 4 pieces together. And we always have a line between the numerator and the denominator, which is called the division sign. And this is the basic structure or component of a fraction. If I pick 3 of the pieces of pizza over all the 4 pieces of pizza, we can describe this as 3 out of 4 because we have picked 3 out of the 4 pieces of pizza. In the same way, if I pick all the 4 out of all the 4, this can be described as 4 out of 4. And if we have $4 being shared by 4 people, each person will get $1. Now, if I have 5 apples on the screen and then I pick 2 out of them, I can describe this as 2 out of 5, which means fraction is basically describing picking part of a whole or taking part of a whole. Let's take some important facts. Fractions are always used to describe divisions that are even. If you look at the circle or the figure on the screen, if the figure is divided equally into 4 equal parts, we can describe this as an even division and fraction can be applied. But if the division is not even, then there's no way we can apply fraction to it, which means fractions only describe even distribution or even division of objects. Example 1. I have a triangle and I have half of it shaded. I want to describe the part shaded. So I can describe this as 1/2 of the whole triangle, which is 1 on 2. Example 2. I have the same triangle. This time around, it is divided into 3, and 2 out of the 3 is shaded. So how do I use fraction to describe this? I can easily write 2 out of 3. It means I'm taking part of the whole triangle, and that is 2 parts out of the 3 triangle shaded portions. I have another example, and a triangle has 3 parts shaded. It is divided into 4, but 3 is shaded. We can also describe this as 3 out of 4. Basically, we are only taking parts from a whole figure or a whole object, and that is the main purpose of triangle. Great. Now, this means that we actually know what a triangle is. We can identify a numerator and denominator. We can read fraction and also identify fraction from figures.